Have you started thinking about your Christmas gifts yet? I can't believe it's already the end of the year. It's the middle of October. And so I've started trying to think about what I can do for gifts for friends and family. And I really have been wanting to utilize my freeze dryer. Since it's not something that everyone has, and I'm so thankful for it, I figured it would be a lot of fun to try to make gifts using this machine we have. So this week I am making freeze-dried giggles. These are Yum Earth Skittle replacements. They're really good. And so I am turning them into a pretty cool little treat by freeze-drying them. So I wanted to show you the process and just kind of share what they look like when they come on out. And so let me get to it. So I actually made a mistake when I did this the first time, and so I want to just have a concise video on how to get candy mode going. You just go into customize and you make sure that you turn up your dry temperature to at least 140, and you can see as I've pushed it up higher it says candy high temperature mode. So you can do 140, and then it doesn't do the normal dry time, it just does the extra dry time, however much that is. The recommended time for Skittles that I've seen is 4 hours, but I think I have actually done it a little bit shorter than that too. There's so little water content in candy, I don't think it matters that much, but I have it on 4 hours, so then you just hit save. And then when you start the machine, you still do have to wait 15 minutes for it to cool, and so I will come back in 15 minutes and show you what the next step is. This is what tricked me last time. It is still cooling down the whole drum and the chamber because it does have to get to vacuum, but let me show you the next step when we get there. So it's been 15 minutes, it's actually been 20 as you can see, and so this is what threw me off the first time. I guess I wasn't reading. In my head, if I pushed the red button, it was turning it off, but I can clearly see now it means the candy process is off. So you do actually have to click that and make sure it turns on. Otherwise, when you stick your candy in here, it will start by freezing it and just do a normal cycle, which is not what you want. So you turn it on, you hit continue, and then the warm trays is what you want to do. And so you go ahead and hit start, and then for the Skittles or the giggles, I added 20 minutes. And then it will sit here and it will warm the trays for 20 minutes, which is silly a little bit since it just cooled down, but it's cooling down the drum and now it's warming up the trays inside, and that's how it's supposed to work. So you just leave it like this. There's no start here. It will just count down the 20 minutes and then it will go ahead and start the drying process, and it just does that 4 hours I programmed in. And so really, other than the 15 minutes to start, the 20 minutes to warm up, it's just that 4 hour process. So it's pretty awesome, pretty quick. You can do candy modes back to back, or candy batches, and it's quick, so you can actually get this done in one day and have a product ready to go. So once the machine finishes, you just take them out, and then I just store them in a mason jar. I can vacuum seal these if I need to, and tuck them away in the counter so they actually stay until Christmas for gifts. The trouble will be eating them because they are so fun. But let me show you a few of these. You can kind of see how they look a little bit different, but let me show you a couple of these. So what happens is they get puffed up and their insides kind of explode and they turn crunchy, which is so fun. A little bit weird. So I have found that most freeze-dried foods are a different texture. It's new and unique, and so getting used to foods being the wrong flavor, they're all crunchy, and some of them have been really good, and some of them have taken a little bit of getting used to, but it's super cool. It's interesting. Some of them actually don't pop open. I'm not sure what the difference is or why they don't all work, but most of them do. And so if they have a crack like this, they are going to be crunchy inside. But some of the other ones are still chewy inside. And honestly, those ones are great too. So it works. It doesn't matter either way. But this makes a super fun gift. Part of the reason I wanted to make these Skittles was for gifts. And every year I really struggle at coming up with thoughtful gifts for friends. I'm in awesome community with some other homestead ladies, and my husband is responsible for a team at work. And so we try to do some small gifts for them. And it's tough for me to come up with good stuff. But the freeze dryer is a really cool opportunity to do that. And so I'm trying to think about things that I can run through the freeze dryer. Last year we were able to do some ice cream, and that didn't turn out as great as I would have hoped. I mean, it's good, but I think there's some nuance to the ice cream, so I will need to practice that, and maybe in a future video work all the kinks out on my ice cream. And the other thing we were able to do is freeze dry our jalapenos that we grew in the garden. And once they were all freeze dried, we grinded them up into a powder. We were able to give little jars of powder that were really awesome for sprinkling on eggs or pizza or anything that you might want that wonderful jalapeno flavor and be able to control your spice. So we have really enjoyed that. So this year I'm looking to do these Skittles, some candy, and then maybe even looking at some fruit. Costco has pineapple right now, and freeze-dried pineapple is excellent. And so if I can find things at a good deal that are kind of a fun treat, I think that will be a really neat thing to put in gifts. And so if you are looking towards the holidays and happen to have a freeze dryer, I think it is a great tool to use to make gifts for people. And these Yum Earth Skittles, they're Giggles, I'm excited about because I try my best to stay away from the food colorings. I've seen it affect the behavior of the kiddos and probably myself too, if I'm honest. But I'm really excited to have an organic product to put in there with no artificial colors. And that makes me feel a lot better about giving it out as a gift as well. So look around for things that you can do or things that you can modify. There are some good candy options out there now that don't have to be the traditional name brands. So I'm looking forward to, sampling all sorts of different things, and I'll try to keep you guys posted if we do all sorts of other gifts as well. I hope that that's helpful. I hope if you have a machine that you are thinking of ways of using it for your family and friends. And this was just a fun video, a fun treat, and now I have to keep from eating them all before it's time to give them away. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.